let's talk about the iPhone 17 Pro Max. You've probably seen the rumors flying around, but what are the specs really telling us? Today, we're going to cut through all that noise and break down what the sources are pointing to for Apple's next big thing. Let's just dive right in. So here's the million-dollar question, right? Every single year, we get a new phone, and we all wonder, is this really a big deal or just, the next one? Well, that's what this is all about. We're going to dig into the details and see if this new model actually earns that title of a quantum leap. First up, let's get into the camera system. Honestly, this might be the biggest story here. It is so clearly a major focus for this phone, and the specs we're seeing suggest a total overhaul. It's like giving the iPhone a whole new eye on the world. And look, this table really lays it all out. Just look at those numbers side by side. The front camera resolution doubles, we've got a brand new massive optical zoom, and we're finally jumping to 8K video. The numbers don't lie, folks. So let's break down what each of these really means, starting with that front camera. Okay, so 24 megapixels, that's for the front camera. For perspective, that is double the resolution of the 15 and 16 Pro Max models. What does that actually mean for you? Well, it means your selfies, your FaceTime calls, your front-facing videos, they're all about to get a serious boost in detail and clarity. Next up, this is a big one, a 10x optical periscope zoom. This is a massive leap forward. Now, previous zooms were okay, but 10x times optical zoom means you can get incredibly close to your subject without losing any of that crisp image quality. Just think about shooting sports from the stands or a concert, or maybe even wildlife. This is where that line between a smartphone and a professional camera gets really blurry. And that push into pro-level territory just keeps going with 8K video recording. I mean, for anyone who creates video content, this is a total game changer. You're getting 4 times the pixels of 4K, which means incredible detail, way more flexibility when you're editing, and you're basically future-proofing all your content. But, of course, to handle a camera that powerful, you need some serious horsepower. So the revolution isn't just on the outside. The engine under the hood is apparently getting a massive overhaul, too. So on the left, you've got the future, the A19 Pro chip with a whopping 12 gigs of RAM. Now compare that to the already fast A17 and A16 chips with 8 gigs of RAM on the right. This isn't just a tiny speed bump. We're talking about a whole new generation of power. This is the kind of muscle you need to process that 8K video in real time and run even smarter AI-powered photography. And the upgrades don't stop there. They even extend to the physical phone itself. A grade 5 titanium frame, that's going to be both tougher and lighter. Plus, moving to USB-C with USB 3 support means transferring those enormous 8K video files won't take, half your afternoon. It's a practical change that anyone who's ever waited on a progress bar will definitely appreciate. Of course, all this power in these amazing cameras don't really mean a whole lot if the screen is just okay or the battery dies on you by 3 p.m. So let's take a look at how the actual day-to-day experience is getting a boost. 3,000. We're talking 3,000 nits of peak outdoor brightness. Now, that might just sound like a techie number, but what it really means is this display is going to be unbelievably visible, even in that bright, direct, harsh sunlight. So no more squinting at your screen trying to see what's going on. It's a huge quality of life improvement. And that incredible brightness is paired with a beautiful, big 6.9-inch OLED display that has ProMotion. That 120 Hz adaptive refresh rate is the magic that makes scrolling, gaming, and pretty much everything feel buttery smooth and super responsive. And it's smart enough to slow down to save battery when you don't need all that speed. And speaking of battery, just wow, this chart says it all, doesn't it? The iPhone 15 Pro Max was already a beast with 29 hours of video playback, but the 17 Pro Max is projected to hit 37 hours. That's an 8-hour increase. Think about that. That's an entire workday of extra battery life. It's kind of nuts. So how is that even possible? Well, it all comes down to this number right here, 4,685 milliamp hours. That's the actual physical size of the bigger battery they've packed inside. And when you combine that with how efficient that new A19 Pro chip is, boom, you get that incredible endurance we just saw. Okay, we've looked at the camera, the power, the display, and that monster battery. So let's pull it all together and finally answer that big question we started with. Is this really a leap? When you stack all these upgrades together, the answer becomes pretty darn clear. You've got a pro-level camera, a next-gen chip, a gigantic boost in battery life, and a tougher, brighter build. These aren't just little tweaks. Any one of these would be a significant upgrade, but all of them together, that really makes a powerful case for a major leap forward. So ultimately, this isn't just about being the new iPhone. It's about being fundamentally more powerful and way more capable. The overall feeling from everything we're seeing is crystal clear. This thing represents a really significant jump. Which really just leaves us with one final thought. When you put a tool this powerful, I mean a professional camera, a processor that's basically a supercomputer, and a battery that goes all day and then some, into the hands of millions of people, the real question isn't just what can the phone do? The real question is, what are we going to do with it? What will we all create next?